welcome back to Let's Start. I'm Jay.
And I'm Dio.
And we're playing Tetris right now with Graham's luggage.
Yeah. The first of many annoying puzzles.
That goes there.
And again, we are using the walkthrough, so just pay attention, you guys, if you want a simple solution to all the puzzles. Because
Did you pack?
these can get complicated. Not necessarily the first ones, but the later ones. Let's see. This one was next, which I will put here. This one was next.
Yep, you have
yeah,
it.
there. Now we got this one, which fits in the corner.
Oh.
That one up there, and bam!
My bad.
Perfectly packed.
The most efficiently packed, I might add.
That's because you stuffed everything in your cape pockets.
There we go. All aboard Team Sovereign.
Please stop trying to make that a thing. You're not even pronouncing it right.
I kind of like it.
Attaboy, Caduceus.
Bless you.
Caduceus!
All right, unicorns, let's boogie.
That's that traveling game.
Great start.
Yep,
Hear
the memory game. Which I am going to probably need your help on because I have a horrible memory.
Our whole family together, making new memories and love.
I think we're used to it since the last time I went through this whole thing.
Smells like
Yeah, thankfully we went through it already. But there's still going to be one puzzle, which I will point out, which is going to be the hardest one for us to solve. It's that stupid version of the arrow mini game there with the
Oh, yeah.
ugh.
The 3 floors of...
Not the
place.
3 floors, the
Yeah.
one floor with the other guy shooting at you back, but that's way later on.
Yeah, you have to move the statues at the bottom of the ice, then move it on from the
No,
top.
that's another one.
Oh, okay.
Are we almost there?
Come on, Team Sovereign. Why don't
Team Sovereign.
always used to do this with my sisters on long road trips to pass the time?
I do love this game.
I'll start.
I wonder if we're going to ever meet his sisters.
My record.
I don't
is
think
7
so.
rounds.
Like maybe at the end, like they show up at the... Well,
And then
again, I'm just assuming that Graham's going to pass away by the end of this game, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But again, that's based on, like, you know, the fact that his health is failing. Let's go with his adventure.
my adventurer's cap, of course.
Yeah, we gotta start focusing. Sorry. We're sort of gonna have to cut off the conversation.
Cap. And adding to that, a cat cookie.
What is a cat cookie?
Just a little concoction of mine. With one bite, it'll turn you into a cat. That's how I escaped Manannan.
You turned Manannan into a cat? You never told me that.
Well, you never asked.
I'm going on an adventure, and I'm bringing an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, and lastly, my trusty pair of 100 pocket pants.
I'm going on.
Her version of the cape.
I'll bring an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, and lastly, kisses to share with both of my children.
Oh.
I'm going on an adventure, and I'll bring
Where was the cap?
my
There.
adventurer's cap,
Cat
Cat
cookie,
cookie.
100 pocket pants,
100 pocket pants,
kisses.
kisses to share, and lastly,
We'll go with...
Chocolate chip batter.
Yeah, sure.
Choco chip batter for you know what.
I'm gonna bring an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, a magic bean,
Eh.
Sorry, that's not right.
swords.
You lose.
I'm going to bring an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, kisses to share, chocolate chip batter, and my adventure handbook. I never leave home without it.
I'm going on an adventure, and I'm going to bring an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, kisses to share, choco chip batter, the majestic Mr. Fancy Cakes,
Eh.
Sorry, that's not right.
drats.
All right.
You're out.
I'm going on an adventure, and I'll bring
Thankfully, it's not as bad as I remembered it being, but...
Cat cookie.
Cat cookie, yeah.
100 pocket pants.
100 pocket pants.
Kisses.
Kisses to share.
And it was the
Chocolate chip
chip
batter.
Choco chip batter.
And now her adventurer's handbook.
And we killed
Let's go with the
monkey fruit.
crumbler. Might be more useful, but
Up.
because we already got the chocolate chip batter.
Well, I hear Amaya is working on one anyways.
It's always good to have a crumbler with you.
Adventure and
Can never be too careful.
That's right.
adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, kisses to share, chocolate chip batter, an adventure handbook, a portable crumbler, and deviled eggs. Oh, my favorite.
I'm going on an adventure, and I'm going to bring
Adventurous cap, cat cookie.
Where is it?
my adventurer's cap,
Cat cookie,
100 pocket
100
pants,
pocket pants,
Kisses,
kisses to share,
chocolate chip batter,
choco chip batter,
and Adventurous handbook,
an
yeah.
adventure handbook,
We picked the
The
portable
crumbler.
crumbler,
and
deviled eggs,
and lastly,
monkey fruit.
Mr. Fancy Cakes.
majestic Mr. Fancy Cakes.
I'm going to bring an adventurer's cap, a cat cookie, 100 pocket pants, kisses to share, chocolate chip batter, an adventure handbook, a portable crumbler, jelly bean pie.
Nope.
Yay, we won!
Forgot.
You are
Take that, pewter.
work, everybody. I beat my record.
All right, now that we can sort of focus again on like conversation as opposed to a memory game, I got a quick question for you because I think a lot of the charm for this game, at least for us, seeing as how we played the old King's Quest, is it brings us back to our childhood a little bit. What are some of your favorite gaming memories?
Hibernating.
Because I remember, like as a kid, there used to be
Let's head to the
like a sort of, how should I put it? There used to be something special about playing a game for me, where I would sit down, I would not necessarily focus is the wrong word, but I would sit down and I would just enthrall myself with everything that was going on around me.
For me, it was Alexander's Adventures in King's Quest 6. And that best part in it is when you're heading to the Minotaur's cave, to the labyrinth, which was awesome. You had to escalate the mountain. And you had these winged guards there. And you had to find a way to save the princess from that kingdom. Which was really cool. I just loved it. That was my...
kids.
Yeah, but I'm
Most fun
thinking
part.
more like to me there was something special about playing games in the sense that I myself was not just in the game playing the game as the character, but there was something special about. Perfect example: when I first got Chrono Trigger on my SNES, my house was just being remodeled. Like we were putting in a new kitchen, we were going to repaint the walls and everything. So a lot of the furniture and stuff was like all over the place, crammed into like one room so that the other room could get painted or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when I first ended up getting Chrono Trigger, what I did was because everything was crammed into my room, I sort of like made like a semi-fort out of like the extra furniture. So I had like the TV on the edge of my bed, a small CRT, like I think it was like a couple inches big, right? Like couldn't have been more than like 13 inches. And I would sit like inches away from the TV with a mini fort around me and I would just play the game. So I think there's like that certain like
We should have the
childhood wonder about sitting down to play a game that I'm not going to say is lost right now. Like I'm sure kids and all around the
they're
world
still
have their
doing
own
that.
like, things, but it's not the same as when I was a kid. I find like granted, I got a gaming chair that I sit on. You know, I get myself comfortable. I like to enjoy my games, but it's not quite as wondrous as when I was a kid. But then again, what is as wondrous when you're a kid to begin with?
For me, what it was, that was fun for me. I remember being in my parents' basement. I used to set myself up. Every time there was like some type of flight simulator, I had the flight stick, right?
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I used to set myself up perfectly, like if I was in a cockpit, and I'd have my bowl of cereal too in front of me, you know. So I'd sit there all comfortably, flying my freaking jet or whatever game it was, immerse myself as much as I can. I'd make it my own adventure, man.
You know what? I think a lot of it has to do with the technology, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when we were younger, we're both 80s kids.
Yeah.
So after school, those after school specials, those after school cartoons, those Saturday mornings,
Yeah.
if you weren't there experiencing them live, it's not like you could just go on Netflix or download them
No.
or stream them before. So it really did make it like event viewing, even to the point where if you think about it, like going to Blockbuster, going to the local rental store and renting a movie became an event in and of itself.
Oh, they're trying to invent ways to entertain people. Like, this is what everything was evolving. If you remember correctly, remember that there was this TV show, if you went out and you bought, like, I think it was a reflector gun or something, you're able to shoot at the show or some shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
What was
yeah.
that show called? And it was like this freaking robot dinosaur thing. What was it? It was fucking
No, it wasn't
weird.
a robot dinosaur. It was
It was
a plane.
futuristic.
It was a plane.
Yeah,
it
and
used
it
to be
would-
like a plane controller, sort of like a light gun, same way that you
Yeah.
had like the NES blaster type
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
What was that show?
Oh, I can't remember for the life of me.
Oh, man.
But
those-
sorry to interrupt, but just for the viewers out there, obviously this is like the big puzzle room
Yeah.
that we're in right now. It's full of like sub puzzles that we will eventually be getting back to. This isn't the main focus right now, though. So like a lot of you are thinking like, why aren't you interacting with stuff? I'm just pointing out that that's not the crux of the puzzle. This is the first puzzle that you will.
Yeah, there's, as you
End up
see,
solving.
there's pieces missing on the tiles on the floor, so you gotta find how to flip those over.
Yeah, but we'll get to that at a later point in the game. Right now, we're just basically realizing that Avalon is real different than what we remember it. And obviously the fact that Graham thinks it's all part of like a theme park experience, like an escape room, is charming enough. But sorry to interrupt. But that game that you were mentioning before, yeah. If memory serves, it was a game, it was a plane.
TV show, yeah.
That you had like a little action figure in the plane as part of the gun. You would pop in a VHS tape,
Yeah.
and the VHS tape would like play like on screen, like different like planes or whatever flying by, and you'd have to like shoot them on screen.
Yeah.
If you didn't do it in time, eventually the cockpit of your quote unquote controller plane gun would like pop open and your little action figure go flying out.
Yeah, it was something stupid and retarded. And it was, what was great of this whole thing in the 80s, they were trying so many ways to make kids use their imagination with their toys. Now, kids are not using their imagination. They are told how to think, what to do. So, a lot of kids, you know, like...
Well, I'll sort of disagree with that, only because, to be fair, we're obviously older right now. We're in our 30s.
Yeah.
We're not going to hide that. We're not going to pretend to be like 18-year-olds. But I think, like, I got younger cousins, so they have their own cartoon shows that they would watch. Like Phineas and Ferb, not for me. I hate that cartoon. But to them, it's just as big as, you know, the Disney Afternoon was for us. So I'm sure there's a lot of good shows out there. It's just that we're not as interested in them anymore. And I think it's basically because of the glut. There's so many channels, so many cartoons. Like if you think about it, there's the Cartoon Network, there was Nickelodeon,
Disney Afternoon,
Fox, like all that stuff.
YTV.
And it just got bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where like there's hundreds of channels playing cartoons 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's not as special to us where if you missed Friday after school, that Super Mario Brothers Super Show, you missed that one episode of Zelda that they played a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the appointment television really made it more special to us.
It did.
But looking back, I mean, there's some kids' cartoons right now that are really good. Star versus the Forces of Evil is a pretty good one.
Which one?
Star versus the Forces of Evil. There's some good ones out there, and I think that slowly but surely some of the networks are starting to like build up their library, their base.
This puzzle is a bit tricky, but I know you two can do it.
All right, son. This should be fun.
Dick of a
You should know
sphinx.
that I believe in the 4 E's of puzzle solving.
Obviously, there's more to the Sphinx than meets the eye. We'll obviously reveal that later. We're not going to spoil it. We're going to let people discover that as we play. But
Oh, no.
I'm trying to remember which King's Quest it was that had a Sphinx as a character. I know it was one of the later ones. Was it 6?
Yep, it was 6 with Alexander's Adventures. That's why they're popping all of this in here.
Was it 3 E's or 4 E's? Experimenting inflaming?
But in King's Quest 6, you're going against a vizier
Does inflaming start
who had
with an E or
control
an
of a
I?
genie. Was trying to stop you from marrying a girl that you fell in love with, which is Alexander's wife, who was
From the Green
kidnapped.
Isles.
Yeah, she was kidnapped.
So here's the first puzzle mechanic that we're basically running into, which is basically run along this purple line, don't go off. Because if you go off, you have to start all over. And ta-da! First puzzle down.
Got it.
Only 50 more to go.
Seriously.
Trophy.
What is it?
And you know what? I think we'll get to the next puzzle next time on Select Start. What do you think, Jay?
Sure. See you then.
Let's walk through these doors and set up the next one.
Up for one more?